Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another match review. This is Chelsea 0, Fulham 0. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the starting 11 that Graham Potter selected, how Chelsea played throughout the game, and looking forward to what we can expect in the future. So let's get right into it. Looking at the starting 11, the big talking point for me was, well, one of the big talking points was that Hakim Ziyech was starting, and I was shocked about this considering that his loan move to PSG fell through. So this is somebody that on the evening of January 31st thought that he was going to be playing for PSG. He was in Paris, he had his medical, and the deal fell through. So I read that Ziyech was just absolutely devastated with what happened, and so I was just so surprised that Graham Potter decided to just throw him right back in there. I don't know if he was thinking, well, okay, you know, let's get your mind off of it, you're so important part of the team, blah, blah, blah. But I just feel like that was a lot that happened, and maybe I would have expected that he would have sat this one out, at least from the bench. And during this game, his head just didn't look so much into it. We got to see full debuts for Mudryk and Enzo Fernandez, which was very exciting. And other than that, the starting 11 was more or less what I anticipated. I thought maybe Mason Mount wasn't going to start this game given his recent performances, but you guys know me, I'm a big Mason Mount fan, so I feel like he can turn it around, and it just takes that one good performance for you to kind of start stringing them together. So I didn't really question that too much. So looking at the first half, I thought that Fulham were the much better team. I didn't think that Chelsea really did so much in this half, and we had possession, but it just wasn't dangerous possession. We weren't doing anything with the possession. And Enzo, I was super impressed with, because he found, I think, 4 out of 4 long balls. He was so good, and you just see already the weight of his passing, and that's something that Adrian from Rabona TV said on my channel about Enzo Fernandez. Just look, he's always looking for the forward pass if he can make it. The weight of his pass is incredible, and we saw that coming off. And so I think with just a little bit more chemistry with the team, kind of knowing where to find each other, that's only going to improve. But it was very good signs. He looked very bright, and happy to see that the price tag didn't seem to be weighing on him too much. Fulham is a tough team. They are very well drilled. There's a reason why they're currently 6th in the Premier League. So it wasn't an easy game to start or be thrown into, but I thought that it was very positive from Enzo. And once we have somebody, maybe when N'Golo Kante is back fit, we'll see him partnered with Enzo, and we'll see Enzo be able to roam up the pitch a little bit more freely. He had to be sitting deeper than I think he normally does. He did play a deeper role for Argentina, but I think that we could still see so much from Enzo once we have somebody who's more defensively minded to partner with him. I also wanted to speak about Mudryk, because I was quite surprised that he was brought off after halftime, but I do think that reading on Twitter, everybody was saying, well, it seems that it's a fitness thing. He hasn't played competitive football since November, so of course you have to build the minutes back into the legs, and the last thing that you want is to put too many minutes from the get-go and then have him get injured. So I thought that maybe at halftime Ziyech was going to get taken off, but for those reasons I understand maybe taking Mudryk off, precautionary, resting him, and he can go again in the next game. Kai Havertz had a good opportunity, hit the post just before halftime, but other than that, I felt that his decision making in front of goal could have been a lot better. He has the ability to score goals, but he just didn't seem to come off today. And that's a bit frustrating, because I know that he has it in him. He had some really good opportunities, but just couldn't make the most of it. Looking at the second half, we saw Noni Madueke come on for his Chelsea debut, and I thought that he looked super positive as well. Just the way that he was driving forward, always trying to move, very strong, very well controlled with the ball. I thought that he looked really, really good. When Datro Fofana as well came on, thought that he had a good opportunity, and just like that, he did all of the hard part, and then the shot didn't quite come off, but it was a brilliant block by US men's national team defender Tim Ream. But I thought that those two in particular just looked really, they looked really impactful in the little cameo that they did make. So it is positive signings, because I think you look at the players that Chelsea have signed and they all look positive. Badiashile has slotted into that left center back spot, and for me, he's the starting center back over Koulibaly. I think we've looked so much more assured since he's come into the side. He looks brilliant. Enzo looks great. Mudryk didn't get on the ball as much as I would have liked, but he was also making runs that other players just weren't picking out, and that's going to come with time, because you know that you don't have to put a perfectly weighted pass to Mudryk, because he has the pace to be able to make up for it, and he can be dangerous. And as well, having Cucurella overlapping with him, he really wasn't doing that so much. I think once Ben Chilwell gets back to full fitness, we're going to see that overlap a lot more, because Ben Chilwell absolutely loves to get forward. So it's just going to take him a couple more games, but I have full faith that Ben Chilwell is going to get back to it. And then we'll also get to see the rest of Mykhailo Mudryk. But overall, I thought that the new signings actually look good. You know, this is a Chelsea team that just has a ton of new players thrown into it. It's obviously going to take time for all these players to gel and to get chemistry with one another, and that's to be expected. I don't expect brilliance and sparks right off of the beginning. You know, kept another clean sheet. That's a positive, at least. Going forward, still much to be improved, but I'm hopeful that that's going to happen. So while I don't expect to see immediate results, I do think that this season is a bit of a wash. I think it's going to be difficult to secure Champions League football, but I do want to see improvement from now, when Chelsea have all of these new signings, until the end of this season. I would like to see us getting better week after week. But even though it's a draw, even though we wanted a win, Fulham is a very strong team. They are a very good team. I know that they've just been recently promoted, and you think, oh, well, Chelsea should definitely be beating them, but they're 6th right now. So they were very, very well drilled side. Very well drilled. Oh, side note, Mitrovic, with that ball that almost went in and chipped over Kepa, I had a heart attack. Fulham, very well drilled side. Chelsea, a ton of new players that are going to need time to get used to each other, but the new signings look like they are going to have an impact. So those are basically my match thoughts. What did you guys make of the match? Who was a standout player for you? Let me know in the comments what you thought. And I know that it's not the result that we would have necessarily wanted, but I do think that we're keeping clean sheets, at least. That's a positive, and there definitely are positives to draw from this match. So we move forward. I do think that we are moving forward, and that the new signings look to be the right ones in this January transfer window. So hopefully that makes sense. Trying to keep it short and sweet. I've been out all day. I went to the office today for my day job, and I never go to the office, and I have to wake up super early to go pick up a puppy that we're adopting. So I'm very excited, so I'll definitely post about it once we get him. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever time you're watching this, and until next time, I'm out. Bye!